My dear students of class 8, this is your subject history and here the first chapter name is The Revolt of 1857. Today is the last part video from this chapter. So in last part video of this chapter, today's lesson is results and nature of the revolt of 1857. So now we'll see today results of the revolt of 1857. So this type of revolt is known as a big event. Now here we'll see as a result of this big event what happened in India after the revolt of 1857. Although the war did not result in Indian independence, it did not leave India unaffected. Some important results of the war were as follows. Point number 1. The first major change that took place was that the power to govern India passed from the East India Company to the British Crown through the Government of India Act of 1858. That means when the British government came India, their identity was the East India Company. Now from the revolt of 1857, that means from 1858 directly they started to rule India as a name of the British government. Point number 2. A Secretary of State for India aided by a council was made responsible for the government of India. Point number 3. The Secretary of State was a member of the British cabinet. He was to be assisted by a 15-member India Council. Point number 4. The post of Viceroy was created instead of the earlier Governor General. Lord Canning became the first Viceroy of India. So, from now, Governor General post actually abolished. Viceroy post started. So, here student remember Lord Canning is the man. He was the last Governor General and the first Viceroy of India. Point number 5. On 1st November 1858, Queen Victoria promised in a declaration, henceforth India shall be governed by and in the name of the Queen. Point number 6. The doctrine of lapse was cancelled and the British stopped the policy of annexation. The British would promote works of public utility in India to ensure material and moral progress of the people. Now, the last point from the result, Bahadur Shah II was tried for treason by a military commission assembled at Delhi and exiled to Rangoon, that is in Burma, where he died in 1862. It marked the end of the Mughal dynasty. That means the Mughal dynasty end, the British government started to rule in India. So students, here the 7 points of the result. Now here students will see the next part of the chapter and the last part of the chapter, that is its nature. Was it a war of independence or it is a sepoy mutiny? From the first part of the chapter we are saying the two name of this chapter. Sometime we are saying the name of the chapter is the revolt of 1857. Sometime we are discussing the chapter name is the war of independence. So this is a very interesting part. Actually, few historians are telling that is the war of independence and few historians are telling that is the revolt of 1857. Here we will see what is the main things. The war of independence. So two arguments today we will see and we will discuss the truth nature. War of Independence. Bir Savarkar in his book The Indian War of Independence, that is the name of the book, and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose referred to 1857 as the first war of independence. The logic is, the struggle could unite the Hindus and Muslims in a manner unknown in Indian history. At few places, even women took the weapon. So here students, you can understand not only the sepoys, the general peoples, Hindu, Muslims, women also participated. So you can say this is a war of independence. Now this is the Sepoy Mutiny. Some historians like Sir John Lawrence on the other hand was of the view that it just a Sepoy Mutiny in which the sepoys came together and revolted against the British. These historians said that the revolt was not related to the general people so much as the sepoy. So, in a history, this type of argument you can say this is the final nature, means this is sepoy mutiny, or you can't say this is the war of independence. In two groups there are few logics, but you have to conclude this nature, that is, does the revolt pave the way for the rise of the national movement? The sacrifice made by people such as Rani Lakshmibai, Mangal Pandey and Tatia Tope served as an inspiration for the later freedom fighters to challenge the British rule in India. So students, you can say whatever its nature, whatever is the name, is the war of independence or a sepoy mutiny, you can't deny this is very important event for the next independence war against the British government. And you can say it was the platform, it was inspiration from all the freedom fighters of India. Now students, the last worksheet from the chapter. First question, describe the military causes of the first war of independence. Number 2, explain the changes after revolt of 1857 introduced by the British in the administrative setup of India. And number 3, is it right to call the revolt of 1857 merely a sepoy mutiny? Give reasons for your answers. Students, from first video to video number 5, you will find out all these answers, and all these questions answers are given over there. So first students, you will write the questions, then you will write the answers, and before write the answers, go through all those 5 videos. If you have any comments, you can comment below the video. Thank you students.